Hello guys, welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to talk about Git Collaborator. In previous lecture, we have seen how can we create a pull request and how to merge changes from one GitHub account to another GitHub account. Here we need an authentication from the owner of the repository. Let's go back and check it out. This is my repository called Docker and it is owned by Revdi. So same repository is cloned by other user called Vyankil. So it is available over here. Now, as a owner of this repository, I trust that Vyankil user is good and I would like to work with him in this project. If that is the case, Vyankil user also going to work with me closely. He might be doing commits quite frequently. So each and every commit I need to come over here and accept his pull request. Rather than that one, what I can do is I can add Vyankil user as a collaborator. So I don't need to approve his commits, whatever he do on this repository. For that, I can go to the settings. Okay, we have this option. So far, we haven't discussed about this one. Let's explore about it. And here we have options, manage access, security and analysis, branching. Lot of options are there. First, we'll go with the manage access. If I go here, you can see here who can access. This is a public repository, so everybody can able to access it. Nothing but who can able to do commits on this repository without any further authentication. So for only Revdi can do, but there is no collaborators. You can see here 0 collaborators have access to this repository. Only you can contribute to this repository, which means that only I can do my commits on this repository. If somebody want to do, they have to come up with a pull request. There also I need to check and approve. Nothing but it is my own commit. Now I'm going to add Vyankil user as a collaborator so that we can able to work together. For that, we can go to manage access. Here we can invite him to work with me on this project. He will get access only for this repository. On this repository, he can do his changes. Let me search for Vyankil. So Vyankils, this is the account and I'm inviting him as a collaborator. Whenever we are inviting him as a collaborator, first thing is this Docker repository should be cloned by this user. If he is not yet cloned, it doesn't work. If I go to the Vyankils, okay, it is already cloned on his account. So now I can send a collaborator request. So this will go as an email to Vyankil's account. He can go and check his email and accept my invitation. Let's go and check it out. All right, you can see here Revdi has sent you an invitation. If I open this one, okay, Revdi has invited you to collaborate onto Docker repository and I can accept this one by clicking on this one. Let's click on this and accept his invitation. If we accept his invitation, he can get access to this one, nothing but my public profile and from where I'm working, all this information. That's okay because we are working as a team. I would like to accept his invitation. So now we are on Revdi's account. Now I can able to do any changes on his repository at this moment. Now let me clone this repository onto my local system. So git clone. I'm cloning the repository. It is a public repository, so I can download it. Now what I will do, I'm going inside to this one and will update something. Docker introduction. So Shift G, I'm just giving an empty line over here, or else I'm removing some lines over here. Okay, so I have removed 2 empty lines over there and git status, if I check, it is updated. Git add git commit -m updated docker introduction.md file. Okay, so we are pushing our changes onto local repository, and if I do git log, okay, our local commit has been updated. Now I would like to push these changes. So whenever I'm pushing these changes, it will go to Revdi account directly. Why? Because we have cloned the repository from the Revdi account, right? And also we have used HTTPS link, so my SSH credentials doesn't work anymore. So let's try to push these changes. Git push origin master. Okay. So you can see here we are pushing our changes. But let's assume that developer 2 is Vyankils at this moment. So I am giving Vyankils as my username and password, Vyankil's password I am giving. Okay, sorry. Okay, now you can just see here This is Revdi's account, but even though I have used Vayankil's account, I can able to push the changes. Why I can able to do that one? Because Revdi has added me as a collaborator on the Docker repository. That is the reason I could able to push my changes. And if I go back to again this repository, okay, this time we could see one more commit, but latest commit was done by the developer 2, but developer 2 is using Vayankil's user credentials. There is no pull request at this moment. There is no pull request. For better understanding, what I will do, I can do the changes from here as well. Okay, so this is Revdi's account and I have logged in as a Vayankil's account. I will go and update something in one of the file. So readme file. I'm just editing. Just I have added something and let me commit these changes, and you can see I have committed these changes on the directly Revdi Docker account. Earlier I cannot able to commit. Whenever I do commit from my Vayankil's account, it will go as a pull request, right? But this time it won't go as a pull request. Whenever we do some changes, it will directly get merged. Why? Because Vayankil's is a collaborator for this particular repository. But if I do the same thing on other repositories, it doesn't work. Just for validation purpose, what I will do, I'm going with the Java demo project, and let me try to update something over here. So I would like to update text file. So if I do update of this file, updating as Vayankil's user, and let me commit these changes. You can see here, this time it is not coming as a commit, it is asking that propose. Okay, once I have done, it is asking me to create a pull request. Why? Because I don't have, or I'm not a collaborator for the Java demo project. I'm a collaborator for only Docker project. Okay, so now I need to create a pull request, and this pull request go to the Revdi account again. This is how we can work as a team to update the code. That's all for this lecture. Thanks for watching and see you in the next lecture.